Hi, my name is Jason. I'm going to be showing you today how to change a headlight bulb, either the high beam or the low beam, on a Honda Odyssey. Now, this is a 2014, but I'll show you the year ranges that are real similar to that and should be very similar. You can look in your owner's manual under maintenance for a little bit more specific instructions if it's not quite lining up. But this is the front of the Honda Odyssey. So what you'll find is that the high beam is closer towards the center and the low beam, or the running lights, are going to be more towards the edge. So the first thing we need to do is pop the hood. So down here next to where the little gas thing is, around the corner, is this little guy right here. So pull that, you'll hear it kind of make that noise. And then we're going to reach right above the H. See if you can even see it here. Yeah, you can just see that latch right there. So that's what you can give it a little bit of leeway that way, and then you'll be able to lift this up. Now, if we're talking about the driver's side, we're gonna have to move this air intake. I'm not sure the actual technical name for it, which isn't too complicated actually. If we're on the passenger side, if it is the low beam on the outside, we can get to it. You can see mine right there without having to move anything. If it's the high beam, it's pretty hard to get to, and you've got to have some pretty little hands or be able to get into a tight space. We're going to move both this with the red cap and this with the white cap, which I believe is the brake fluid and the antifreeze. So I'll show you how to do those though, and get the camera in there the best I can to show you the process. Okay, now these are pretty straightforward. It's going to be hard to show you with only one hand as I'm holding the camera, but you can see the little divots there. Essentially what we're going to do is get one end under this, and then I'm going to get another flathead screwdriver and put it under this side, and we're going to pull. Oh, it's going to kind of work on its own. How about that? And that will pull out. Yeah, there we go. So that we can remove that. So I'm going to carefully set this to the side. We do not want to lose that. And we'll do the same thing on this one right here. Okay, just removed this one as well. Again, we will carefully set it to the side here. And I believe this whole thing should now come loose, at least from its mount here. Now again, it is still attached here. So we're going to have to wiggle this out of here, which again might take more than just one hand. Okay, so I loosened this with both hands, but I want to show you it just pulls out of this little rubber that's here. And so you don't have to loosen or detach anything, just pull and it'll come out. So again, we're going to carefully set this to the side. And then let me show you. So there is one bulb here that you can see, and then one bulb here, and then of course the turn indicator bulb here. Our running light, or our low beam, is the one closer to the outside of the vehicle, if you will. So that must mean that our high beam is this one. Let's double check here. Yup, sure enough, now that one's come on. So high beam closer to the center, low beam closer to the edge. So depending which bulb you're trying to switch is going to depend if you are going, let's get this light on. If you're going for this bulb right here, or the more difficult one to get to, oh man, I don't even know if I can get the camera there. Oh, I saw it for a second. Right. Focus. Well, it's right there. It's out of focus, but there it is. So again, just pay careful attention to which bulb you are wanting to change, and then that's the one that you're going to pull at from the back side. So the other thing we want to do is make sure that this is turned to off. Mine was turned to auto. You don't need to disconnect the battery, but you just want to make sure that it's not turning on in the middle of you trying to do the install. So the one that I am changing is the low beam, the H11, which is going to be this outside bulb. Okay, so we're going to reach down here. So you're actually going to rotate it this way. So I'll try and do it this way so you can see it. We're going to rotate it. Thought I'd loosened it up. There we go, this way, and then pull it carefully out. I do not have much length on that
hose there, and then let me see if I can get it to focus for you. You can see this little clip on the very back. We're going to push down on that and then pull the bulb out. And I'm probably going to need both hands for it. And then you don't really want to let go of this because it might fall down where it's hard to get to. Okay, I went ahead and loosened this with 2 hands, but you can see that just pulls right out, and that is where the new light's going to slide onto. Carefully slide that out. We'll put it over here. Do be careful, you're working in fairly close proximity to the battery here, so be aware of those terminals and all of that. Let's see. So this part now is going to just click right into place, and you will hear it click. Now you don't want to put too much pressure on the fan here on the top, but we got that clicked in, and then we're going to put it in the same way we took it out. So I'm going to angle it this way, get it slid into place. Sometimes we have to kind of play with it a little bit to finagle it in. There we go. I want to push it so that sealing ring is all the way in there. And then while we're still applying pressure, twist it. And I'll kind of yank on it to make sure that it's in all the way, because sometimes part of the ring will come out when you do that. Okay, 1 down, 1 to go. Okay, so the low beam is fairly easy to get to. If you have to change the high beam, I will show you how to do that in a second, but the low beam you can get to really without doing too much. And then we'll just do the same thing, push on that button on the back. I might need both hands here to do that. Oh no, there it goes. Pull that bulb out, put this one in, tilt it towards the passenger side, make sure it's flush, and then rotate it down. And there we go. Looks like this one we're just going to apply some pressure and lift up on that, and this one's again one of those little clips, so we'll get the flatheads again. Now same thing here, we're going to put this flathead in both sides. I would just warn you, keep a hold of it. In fact, I'm going to do it with both hands because you do not want it to fall down there. That's not going to be a fun thing trying to retrieve it. So I'm going to do both hands here to remove this for the coolant valve. Okay, so we got this out, wiggling it around. Okay, we're going to put this carefully right here, and that's going to just kind of be a little bit more mobile now so we can get it out of the way. And then this one, again, I'm going to need 2 hands, but we're going to pull on this and then let this whole thing come up. Okay, it didn't take much, just loosened that, and then we can get this to slide up. We don't have a whole lot of wiggle room. As you can tell, the hose is going under this and this, but at least gives us a little bit of room to kind of get around here. There we go. Okay, now we're going to just slide that off to the side a little bit, this off to the side, and get back to, gosh, that's still tight. Try and get back to this here. There we go. I'm touching it anyway. You probably can't see it. Kind of have to go by feel. You can see it just right down there. Man, I can't believe that there's not an easier way to get to that. Well, I'm going to need both hands here anyway. Okay, my hand is still here mostly because I can't move it. But you're going to have to kind of push this to one side and push that to the other. And I kind of shimmied my other hand down that way and finally was able to twist this and get the bulb out of place. You still can't see it because it's such a tight space, but you might be able to in just a second. There's the edge of the bulb there. Holy smokes, that's tight. Okay, but we got it out, so now we're going to do the same thing just by feel to remove the bulb and get the new one in. This is as close as I've gotten to feeling like I'm a cave diver or a spelunker, and I don't like it. I'm totally going by feel here, but finally got that switched, put back in there. It's the same process as what I showed you. There's just not much to show because it's so hard to get to. Let's put this back together now, though. So this is pretty simple. It's just going to slide. You can see where the groove is right there. That's going to go inside the metal and then slide down. until that clicks into place and the metal is above there. This one, we're going to take these guys again very carefully. We do not want them to get lost. So we need to make sure that this part is up a little bit. And then we're going to slide it through this piece, slide it through the other piece. Oh, don't go in yet. Okay, I might need two hands because I don't want to drop. Okay, and then once that's through the plastic and the metal frame, we push that back in and it locks into place. Same thing with these over here. We're going to take this valve, slide it back into the rubber over here, which I might need two hands for. There we go. This part's real sturdy, so just push. It'll get where it's supposed to be. Line up with these holes. And we're just going to take these. So we want the part to be out like that, but careful, at least on mine, it does come all the way out. And then we're going to kind of squeeze these together, shove them through both the plastic and the frame. Yeah, see, that comes all the way out. Just hang on to it. But once that's in through both of those, then we can line this guy up and shove him in there and it locks into place. That one, the center already fell out, but I've got it sitting over here. We're going to feed it through both of those. There we go. And then grab our other piece and shove it through there. There we go. Got both of those installed and purring. All right, in conclusion, heaven help you if you need to change that high beam on the passenger side. It is a doozy. The other ones aren't really too bad once you've got some things moved out of the way. But I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like or comment below, subscribe for more helpful videos, and if you do have questions, please leave them in the comments. I really do read those and will respond and get back to you and help in any way that I can. Thanks.